RK Carver here, made out of AEBL stainless steel. I've got the handles set, I've got the pins set, all the prep work that was done for the epoxy job, making sure that the epoxy doesn't get up all over the blade and it's easier to clean. Using the West Systems G-Flex epoxy, which is one of the best rated epoxies out there. Always want to make sure that my scales are always going to stay on. Pins are always going to be set. So I had the clamps on there. As you can see, all the epoxy's dried now. It's cured for about 24 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the clamps, which is going to expose the unfinished handles. The other thing I do is I put a little Axe wax up into the corners here. Okay, it keeps the epoxy from getting into the shoulder where the handle and the blade meet. So it's just a little easier finish job for that. As you can see, it's a very rough looking handle. So now I just need to put it on the grinders, and basically we're going to clean off the epoxy on the spine down into the front of the handle, and then I'll do my scalloping on the handle, and I'll show you guys how we do that as well.
Get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Okay, I've got a bunch of wax and residual epoxy and stuff, but since I laid the Axe wax down, a lot of it'll come off. It's instead of the epoxy being hard, it's a little bit more pliable, so I can get in there. Like this stuff where I'd normally have to scrape and ruin the blade, it just kind of peels off. So it's a little bit easier on your cleanup. So you can get the fit and finish, and you don't have epoxy that's all dried up all over here, and you can kind of just give it a little, we'll give it a little oil on the handles, on the blade. This is just basic gun oil, but you can use just about anything. And then what I do is, instead of using something like a box cutter, I'll just take a G10 rod and kind of push out the stuff that's a little bit harder, and it'll kind of scrape right off, and then you can sharpen the tip there, and you can kind of get in, and you're kind of just cleaning it out without scratching up the blade. And it just kind of scrapes right off because I put that Axe wax down before and after the epoxy. It keeps the epoxy from really hardening up. You see all the white stuff in there. Some of that's just the G10 on G10 that's causing that white color with the epoxy. And then, you know, it's basically your RK Carver.